Two breaking stories just sent shockwaves through the Browns fan base, and for good reason. In the middle of London, what was supposed to be a statement win turned into a whirlwind of questions. First, a rookie stepped up and stunned everyone on one of the NFL's most unexpected stages. Then, a bitter loss brought back a question many thought was buried. Is the Browns' leadership really safe? And what was said afterward? Even Kevin Stefanski didn't see it coming. Dillon Gabriel's NFL debut was anything but ordinary. The Browns' rookie quarterback not only stepped onto the big stage for the first time, but he did it across the pond in London against one of the nastiest defenses in the league, and still made a little history. Yep, the kid became the first QB all season to toss multiple touchdown passes against Brian Flores' Vikings D, which had been locking it down through the first month. And get this, Gabriel is now officially the first quarterback ever to make his NFL starting debut in an international game. Not too shabby. It all went down at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in Week 5, where Gabriel threw 2 touchdowns, both to tight ends. The first was a quick strike to Harold Fannin Jr. after a Vikings fumble set up the Browns in prime position. The second? A gutsy 9-yard laser to David Njoku right into triple coverage that gave Cleveland a 17-14 lead in the third quarter. That moment had Browns fans dreaming. But when the dust settled, the Vikings escaped with a 21-17 win. So why did Cleveland hand the keys to the rookie? Well, veteran Joe Flacco had been throwing the ball to the wrong team a bit too much. 8 turnovers in 4 games, leading the league in that not-so-fun stat. Gabriel, their third-round pick out of Oregon, brought a much-needed sense of calm. Despite facing pressure on over 30% of his dropbacks, he kept his cool and finished with 190 yards on 19 of 33 passing, a 94.3 passer rating, and, most importantly, no turnovers. He was quick, too. According to Next Gen Stats, his average time to throw was just 2.54 seconds, faster than Flacco's 2.85. And he was efficient in the short game, going 12 for 17 for 100 yards and both of his touchdowns on quick passes. Still, Cleveland's offense had its issues. They went just 3 of 15 on third downs, and while they nailed all 3 fourth down attempts, they couldn't string enough together to steal the win. Gabriel's longest throw through the air was just 28 yards. Only one QB had a shorter deep ball this week, which shows there's still room for him to stretch the field. After the game, Gabriel was all business. No moral victories whatsoever, he said, adding that there's a process to building something week to week. Next up, a test against the Steelers. Pittsburgh's defense doesn't exactly roll out the red carpet, but it's a step down from the elite secondary Minnesota's been rocking. For context, the Vikings have been holding QBs to a league-best 5.7 yards per throw and just 158 passing yards per game. Gabriel beat that yardage mark in his debut and only just missed the air yard average, so not bad for the new guy. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski liked what he saw, praising Gabriel for staying composed in the chaos. For a young player in that environment versus that defense, there were a lot of positives, he said. But the rookie's performance quickly got overshadowed by a late-game collapse and a bombshell that just dropped on Kevin Stefanski. Things are heating up in Cleveland, and Kevin Stefanski's seat is getting a little toasty after the Browns' late-game collapse in London. With the team up late, the ball in their hands, and less than 3 minutes to burn, they somehow walked out with a 21-17 loss to the Vikings. Naturally, fans are pointing fingers, and Stefanski's the first target in sight. But hold up. Pat McAfee ain't buying the idea that Stefanski or GM Andrew Berry are on the chopping block. On the Pat McAfee show, the ESPN analyst and former NFL punter made it clear, this isn't about just one blown game or a mismanaged clock. It's about a much bigger mess, Deshaun Watson. I do know Stefanski and Berry are going to be given a lot of opportunity, McAfee said, because I don't think it was their decision to give the most amount of money guaranteed in the history of anybody. Translation: ownership swung for the fences on Watson, and the front office is eating the consequences. McAfee and co-host AJ Hawk were reacting to a viral Browns fan post that lit into Stefanski for his late-game decisions. McAfee admitted he didn't catch the ending live, but still stood firm. He thinks Stefanski and Berry aren't being held directly accountable for the Watson trade, which means they've got more wiggle room than people think. And Hawk echoed the sentiment. The fact that they lost a game people thought they should have won. Then you get the Browns fans that say, of course this is what happens. This is what we do. Classic Cleveland heartbreak. The conversation then veered into murky waters, whether Watson will even suit up again this season. He's apparently inching toward medical clearance, but neither McAfee nor Hawk had a clue if the Browns actually want him back on the field. Let's not forget, this offseason Browns owner Jimmy Haslam called the Watson trade a big swing and a miss. That's about as brutal an assessment as it gets, and when you combine that with Watson's fully guaranteed $230 million contract and the Browns being short 3 first-round picks, it's a painful pill to swallow. Even if the coaching staff didn't push for the deal, they're stuck with the aftermath. And here's the kicker. While Cleveland's QB situation is still foggy, the guy they ran out of town, Baker Mayfield, is out here playing like a legit MVP candidate. So yeah, someone's got to take the fall eventually, right? Dylan Gabriel showed poise, but this team still can't close out games. And with Stefanski under fire, the question remains, is coaching the issue, or is the problem way higher up? Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next Browns update.